Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. Yesterday we have started the first chapter of your second book, that is Political Theory and Introduction. And in this chapter we have discussed regarding some matters like first of all you must understand we are in humanities stream, isn't it? And the key word of humanity, the main word of humanity is human. So all the subjects which are there in the humanities stream, the focus, the central point of all the subjects which are in humanities stream are human being. And likewise political theory, the subject of political theory also focuses on human being. And in this regard we have seen that the human being has two distinct qualities. First, we have reason, and the second, we can express our feelings. Whatever we feel, we have the ability to express this feeling to others. And because of these two qualities, what happens that human mind is full of questions. We have so many questions, so many things to know about our surrounding, about our social system, about our political system. So, political theory deals with those questions which arise in the mind of the people, in the mind of human being, which is related to its surrounding, and especially the political system. There are some ideals and values which are studied in political theory, like equality, liberty, rights, justice, nationality, citizenship. All these are values and ideals. And in this regard we analyze the different definitions which are presented by different political thinkers. And one thing which is very important to know, that political theory is not something which is which deals only with the theoretical part. It's not that it deals only with the definitions and aspects and dimensions of different values, but it also analyzes that these values are actually prevailing in the society, existing in the society or not. These values are existing in various organizations with which we are associated in our day-to-day life. So in these organizations the values are there or not. These organizations like schools, colleges, universities, offices, or neighborhood. So in all these organizations, do these organizations work according to the ideals and values of political theory? Do they behave, do they treat all the people equally? Do they give freedom to their employees or to their students? So all these are the matters of political theory. The practical aspect, this is the practical aspect. And not only this, but when we study this subject at advanced level, at that level our function is to see how to what are the shortcomings in the definitions, what definitions are presented, how to give a more more appropriate definition, and how to give solution to the problems when there is lack of equal treatment, when there is lack of freedom in various systems, in various organizations. So how to tackle the problem. So all this is the all these are there in the political theory. And now we will start the next subtopic, that is what is politics. So political theory, the main word in political theory is politics. So what is politics? Here we will see that it's a book, Political Theory, okay, and this is page number 2. You would have noticed that people have different ideas about what politics is. Political leaders and persons who contest elections and hold political office may argue that it is a kind of public service. So what we find that there is no consensus, there is lack of consensus regarding the meaning of politics. What do we understand by politics? There are different views. People have different views about this, about the answer of this question. And in this regard, we will see that those who are political leaders or who are contesting the elections, they are of the opinion that they usually say like this, that politics is political service. Politics is public service. They are there at the parliament or at the legislative assemblies, or they are as a political leader doing their work only for the purpose of public service. That is the main theme of politics. So politics is what? Public service. This is the opinion given by political leaders and like our MLAs, MPs, all these people say like this only. Okay? Then we see that some other associate politics with manipulation and intrigue undertaken to pursue ambitions and satisfy wants. Now what we see, that there are some who are of the view that politics is manipulation. What is manipulation? Manipulation is something when we present something not as it is actually, but we change the facts. Some facts, we change some facts in a very clever manner, that it starts to satisfy our interest. जो चीज़ें जैसी हैं उसको वैसा प्रेजेंट नहीं करके उसमें कुछ चेंजेस लाने. And what is the purpose of bringing about these changes in the facts? The purpose is to fulfill the self-interest. Okay? So, many times it is said that politics is manipulation. When we see that this kind of things happen, when चीज़ों को तोड़ मरोड़ के रखा जाता है, doesn't it? तब हम कहते हैं कि कुछ पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है यहाँ पे. That is manipulation, and the purpose of manipulation is to serve self-interest. A few things think of politics as what politicians do. Some people are of the opinion that politics is what politicians do. What politicians do. Whatever politicians are doing, that is politics. So when we give this kind of definition to politics, then politics is not having any independent existence. Whatever is done by the politicians, that is considered to be politics. But this is not a correct explanation. A few think of politics as what the politicians do. If they see politicians defecting from parties, making false promises and tall claims, manipulating different sections, pursuing personal or group interest ruthlessly, and in worst cases stooping to crime, they link politics with scam. So we all are aware of our politicians. We can't say that all the politicians are like this, but there are many politicians who are there only to serve their self-interest. No, we can't say many, it's mostly, almost all the politicians are there to serve their self-interest only. And in order to serve this self-interest, they do so many immoral things, like defecting from party. They leave one party and join another party. They become so opportunistic that they have nothing to do with the ideology of the party. They are only concerned with their self-interest. They are only concerned with to fulfill the greed of grabbing the post. Then we also see that many times they make false promises, they make tall claims. Everything is only for getting the vote of the people. Then they also arouse people on the lines of religion, on the lines of language. They try to divide the people. They manipulate things. They present so many things before people in such a manner that they are just doing all these things to serve their self-interest, and they are befooling the people. And not only this, many times we see that these politicians are also involved in so many corruption cases. Financial corruption cases are very prominent. Other than this, many times we see link between politics, politician and criminals. Many times criminals contest election from different constituencies. Many times we find that the criminals are having protection from the political leaders. So in this way, what we see, when we consider that politics is what politicians do, it becomes something which is linked with scams. It's a very dirty thing. In that case, politics becomes a very dirty thing. No one would like to pursue the career of being a politician. Okay? So prevalent is this way of thinking that when we see people in different walks of life trying to promote their interest by any means possible, we say they are playing politics. So what is the trend? Politics is used in negative manner. whenever we see that in any organization, even in the family, we use these types of words that बहुत पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है, बहुत पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं वो, isn't it? तो पॉलिटिक्स है यही. I can't say that manipulation is politics, but जिस तरह से जो चीज़ें हम देख रहे हैं, ये ऐसा ही लोगों का जो परसेप्शन है रिगार्डिंग पॉलिटिक्स वो यही है कि जब भी हम देख रहे हैं कि बहुत कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है, बहुत जो भी किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जो भी सुपीरियर पोस्ट पे हैं उनको चीज़ों को गलत तरीके से रखा जा रहा है. कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो अपना इंटरेस्ट सर्व करने के लिए चीज़ों को गलत तरीके से उनके सामने रख रहे हैं और फिर डिसीज़न मेकिंग में वो उस तरह उसका इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है. तो हम कहते हैं कि ये क्या हो रहा है, ये पॉलिटिक्स, बहुत पॉलिटिक्स है यहाँ पे. यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड दिस टाइप ऑफ सेंटेंसेस. सो if we see a cricketer manipulating to stay in the team, or a fellow student trying to use his father's position, or a colleague in office mindlessly agreeing with the boss, we say he or she is playing dirty politics. So many situations are there. Suppose there is a selection of a cricket team is going to happen, and in order to be in the cricket team, any cricketer is using unfair means. We call it politics. Any of your friend is from his father is at a very influential post, and he is using the post of his father. Wherever he goes, he tells that his father is belonging to such a post, and accordingly he wants to be treated in that way. Then also we say that what politics है ये, isn't it? Then in an organization many times it happens that some people are so much they just want to appease their boss, and in order to appease the boss they are saying everything for everything. They are never disapproving the boss. Something which is said by the boss that may be wrong also, but that may be immoral also, but they are still with the boss. Yes, boss. That is the thing. Then also we see, as we say, it's politics, dirty politics. So the conception behind politics that it's a dirty game. So we see that politics is seen negatively by the people. It is not seen something which is a very positive affair. You can see it is written, disillusioned by such pursuits of selfishness, we despair of politics. We never think anything positive about the politics. We say, I am not interested in politics. There is hardly you will get a person who will say that he is interested in politics, because it is seen negatively. Dirty politics. There is an adjective is added to the politics, that is dirty. People say I am going to stay away from politics. मुझे politics में नहीं पढ़ना है. So this is the view regarding politics. It is not only ordinary people who despair of politics. Even businessmen, entrepreneurs routinely blame politics for their woes, even as they benefit from and fund various political parties. So now what we see that people are explaining politics in a negative manner. And not only common people, but if we consider the businessmen, the entrepreneurs, they are also saying negatively about the politics. Though they are getting benefit from the politics. Not only this, they are funding the political parties also. The business class provide so much fund to the political parties that they become very much important. The business class becomes very much important for the political parties, and they are obviously they are getting benefit from these political parties, from the political system, from the politics. Then only they are giving the fund. But they are saying that politics is not a good thing, and we are not getting any kind of support from the politics. So they are saying negative thing, but they are doing positive thing towards politics. They are getting benefit, they are giving fund, still they are saying negative things. So it's a trend. Okay, now we see cinema stars also complain of politics, though they seem to be adept at the game once they join it. So many times we see that the cinema actors, the Bollywood actor and actress, they start contesting election. Not only contesting election, many times they are the star campaigners for any contestant, but they will not say anything positive about politics. So this is the view of the people, that politics, they see politics with negative eyes only. We are thus confronted with conflicting images of politics. These are very conflicting, because we are someone like the businessmen, the entrepreneurs, they are getting advantage from the politics, but they are not saying positive thing about politics. So we get confused. Is politics an undesirable activity that we should stay away from and get rid of, or is it a worthwhile activity which we must engage with in order to make a better world? So what is politics? It is such a negative thing. It's so much dirtiness is there that should we stay away from politics? It's an undesirable thing. It's not desirable. It seems to us, when we discuss all these things, it came to our mind, it comes to our mind that it's an undesirable thing, and we should stay away from it. But on the other hand, we are seeing that it has some positive elements also. So we are in a state of confusion. It is unfortunate that politics has come to be associated with the pursuit of self-interest by any and every method. So it is the opinion of the people that politics is only to serve our self-interest by any how. The politics is only to serve the self-interest. But this is not correct explanation of politics. We need to realize that politics is an important and integral part of any society. Society, in fact, we can see that society cannot exist without polity. Society cannot exist without politics. Mahatma Gandhi once observed that politics envelops us like the coils of a snake, and there is no other way. There is no other way out but to wrestle with it. So Mahatma Gandhi, according to Mahatma Gandhi, politics is just like coils of a snake, and when someone is get trapped inside the coil of the snake, he cannot come out of that coil. So politics is just like coil of the snake, and the only way is to wrestle with it. No society can exist without some form of political organization and collective decision making. Society means people are living there. Whenever people in a collective form, people are living, then there will be need of politics, because there will be class of interest of the people, and this class of interest will lead to conflict among the people, and there will be chaos and violence and total disorder in the society. So in order to maintain order, in order to make the society organized, we need that there must be some kind of political organization. There must be government whose most important function is to maintain law and order. So we cannot think of society without any kind of political organization. There is need of collective decision making for the whole society. Then only society can move in any direction. Otherwise it will become directionless. There will be chaos, there will be disorder, and any kind of development of human being will be stopped. So society cannot work without political organization and collective decision making also. A society that wants to sustain itself needs to take into account the multiple needs and interests of its members. Members of society have so many needs. Their interests are so many interests are there. These interests are diverse to each other. These are conflicting to each other. So a number of social institutions such as the family, tribes, and economic institutions have emerged to help people fulfill their needs and aspirations. So when society came into existence, when people started to live together, there was need. So there people were having so many kind of needs and interest, and in order to fulfill these needs and interest, there originated different kinds of social institutions like family, tribes, okay, and then the human being have also many economic needs, economic interest, and in order to fulfill these needs and interest, economic organizations came into existence, and in this way the civilization started to develop. Such institutions help us find ways of living together, acknowledging our obligation to each other. These institutions about which we are talking, these social institutions, that these economic institutions, they cannot work in a proper manner if we don't know how to live together. We need to cooperate with each other. If we do not cooperate with each other, then we will not be able to live with each other, and we will not be able to participate in any type of organization, be it social or economic organization. So there is need of cooperation, and all have some obligation towards the other members of the society. Among such institutions, government play an important role. So these are the institutions which are there in order to fulfill the different needs and interest of the humankind. And in these organizations there is economic organization, social organization, political organization, and government is one of the most important political organization. How governments are formed and how they function is thus an important focus of politics. Now we are saying government. Government is an important organization. Now how this government is formed, how they function, all these are very much important questions which need to be answered, and they are the point of discussion in political theory. So today we will discuss this much. So you have to understand that people see politics in a negative manner, and many times we get confused that politics is an undesirable thing, but actually this is not so. Politics is a very much desirable activity, and we cannot survive, the society cannot survive without political organizations. So there is need of government in order to maintain peace and order, law and order in the society. So the government is very important organization in a society, and we must know how the government is formed, what are the functions of the government, and all these things. And we all study these things in political theory. So now we will meet in the next class.